So there is no denying how popular Flumpty's was back in early 2015, and it isn't difficult to see why. From the simple gameplay to the charming visuals to the dumbass humour, it was a fresh of breath air in the fangame scene after everybody had just played Wario's for the millionth time. Obviously, for being a fangame from early 2015, it had a couple of issues, the main one being it was just FNAF 1, but with an egg. So obviously with the success of the original game, it was clear that the sequel would be on its way, and on April the 11th, 2015, Jonachrome out of nowhere drops one of my favourite fan games ever. So, let's talk about it, shall we? The game's story is pretty simple. You are some bloke and you have been kidnapped by Flumpty Bumpty and you must stay one night and you are finished. Sorta. And the gameplay is... I'm not going to pretend like Jonachrome literally created the FNAF fangame tag on GameJolt, but oh boy is this one of the earliest examples of a fangame having an original mechanic that does not suck ass. So, that's an achievement. Have a round of applause, Jonathan. What's cool is the gameplay actually stemmed from a dream developer Jonachrome had. You see, I took time to watch all 3 dev commentaries for these games, and it does reveal quite a lot of neat facts about the games. In the dev commentary for the second one, John mentions how he had a dream where he was in a garage and the monsters would look in and you'd have to turn off the light. This is also where the exposure meter came from, as John also had a dream about like Super Mario Sunshine, and whenever the fucking dude spotted Mario, you'd have like an exposure meter that would go up. Okay, so the game is pretty simple fangame fare. Camera system, 7-ish enemies, and every once in a while they dip their head into this section in front of you. All that you have to do to make them go away is turn off the light in front of you. Pretty simple gameplay, right? Wrong! You see this here owl who sits on the urinal? He will leg his way down either one of your vents, and all you gotta do is shut it. But you gotta shut one at a time, meaning you gotta check which one he's running down. Or... yeah, that. Flumpty and Blam both sort of work the same, except Flumpty bounces around without rhyme or rhythm, whilst Blam has a set pattern that he follows. They both pop their heads down opposite sides of the door, and all you gotta do is turn off the light. I know, big shocker. Next we have Grunkfus the Clown, and at 2 AM he will look at the camera in Cam 2, and a hole will appear in your wall. On Cam 2 there is a timer, and when it runs out, this tricky fucker will pop his head through the hole and glare at you.
What seems to be the problem here?
Whoa, that was scary. Oh bro, what the fuck did you do to my eyes? Come on man, I needed them. The eyesore comes out of this hole in the ground at around 4 AM and it's pretty much just the same as Flumpty and Blam, to be honest. I don't really mind that, to be honest. It's nice that it has like a similar pattern. I don't know. I wish it had a bit more spice to it, you know. The final character is Golden Flumpty, and he will randomly appear in the office from time to time. All you gotta do is flip off the light or flip up the monitor and he will go away. But the gameplay isn't the sole reason for it being one of my personal favourite fan games. It also has other things, like for instance art and comedy. The reason I'm grouping these two together is because it's a FNAF fan game, so most of the comedy is pretty visual, like the flying pig from Riddle School being ripped apart on the wall, to Dead Diz on Cam 7, and I'm seeing a pattern of dead Riddle School characters. Come on, Jack. I also find it amusing how John added in small things he couldn't do just to challenge himself. There is literally no blue in this game. Well, there is blue, but if it wasn't a character design, then blue was not included. A different art form I love that is used for this game is music and sound design in general. Instead of a phone call, you get a little song telling you how to play the game. Ah, how nice. And when that little ditty ends, you get classic music played to you throughout the entire night. It's honestly sort of relaxing. It's like a calm breather between all the chaos of the normal game, and I love it. I don't know why I did a lot. I don't know why I did that. Sound design doesn't just stop there, because unlike other fan games made around the same time, the game is really good in terms of sound design. Well, unlike most fan games at the time, it's good, but the segue is shittier compared to the one I went with. Okay, just come on man, don't ruin my fucking video. Whenever there's a jump scare, you get a stinger with strings rather than an abruptly loud scream like with other fan games. Before and after, and unlike Candies, the jump scares don't 100% suck dick. Honestly, this game is somehow scarier than most fan games, especially in the jump scare department, when the designs go from it's not cute, but he's obviously not that bad, to fucking nightmare fuel. I also love how every character can go from sort of creepy at points, and the owl is just a fucking owl the entire time. And that is One Night at Flumpty's 2, and oh my god, man, this game is great, dude. I had a whale of a time playing it. This game is scary, it is equally as funny, and the art is really good. So that leaves one last Flumpty game, which I shall be playing next week. Fuck you.